What's up, good people? What's up, good people? It's your boy, Dr. Leroy McKenzie Jr., the Impact Builder, coming to you from the brand new suite outside. Y'all see, I'm outside. I'm like outside today, y'all. I'm outside today. Got my walk in. Y'all know how we do. We keeping it healthy, keeping it strong. For those of us just trying to show how the importance of fitness, the importance of nutrition, as entrepreneurs, as leaders, as we have to be fit mentally, physically, all of those good things in order to be able to be the entrepreneurs, in order to be able to be the leaders that we're supposed to be. One of the things that Steve Jobs, when I look at Steve Jobs' life, was as great a mind as he had and as he was. The one thing that he didn't have, leaving here all the money in the world, couldn't keep his health from deteriorating and passing away. So we've got to ensure that we take care of this body that we only, and a friend of mine said this, that we're only borrowing this body that we're in. It's not permanent, it's only temporary. So we borrow it for the little time that we do have it. So we've got to take care of it. So be healthy, eat healthy, all of those good things. Take care of your temple so that you can maximize and optimize who you are as an entrepreneur, who you are as a leader. Y'all know what we've been doing all week. It's been all week in the brand new suite. We've been unleashing entrepreneurial excellence and giving you 10 steps to create create value that lasts. Y'all gonna see a book. It's coming. So just know, because this information is too important to keep it. Just keep it here on this live. So look forward to that. But we've been talking about all this week, defining your purpose. We've talked about the things that we need to do in order to be able to embrace innovation. We've talked about knowing your audience, know your market, knowing your audience, and today it's about your creating a strong brand. Creating a strong brand. Hey Doc, good morning. Creating a strong brand. So how do you create a strong brand? Now, yesterday I gave you 3 things about embracing innovation. Today I'm going to give you 3 things about creating a strong brand, and then I'm done. I'm going to be done. But today I want to talk about, y'all know what it is. It's Think Different Thursday. We think differently on Thursdays as entrepreneurs, as leaders, as greatness, y'all. If you're going to unleash your entrepreneurial greatness, if you're going to unleash your entrepreneurial excellence, you've got to think differently, you've got to do differently, and then the last part of that, you've got to be different. Think different, do different, be different. It's the think, be, and do mindset. Y'all, it's the 21st century way of doing things. The 21st, everything I'm talking about has to do with us having a new mindset as entrepreneurs, as leaders. We've got to think differently, we've got to do differently, and we've got to be differently. You can't, in order to get to the do, or the be, in order to get to the be, you've got to think and do first. You got to think about it. Let's think about thinking different. When it comes to your brain, you can't be like everybody else. Think of any major brand that you purchase, that let's say a restaurant that you go to, any major brand. When you walk into the grocery store, when you walk into Walmart, when you walk into Target, wherever it is that you go, the car dealership, the thing that creates A strong brand is having the mindset to think different and not be like everybody else. That's what I tell you all every single Thursday, to think different. When you think different, you move different. You don't act like everybody else. We are not average. We are not below average. As an entrepreneur, as a leader, you are not like everybody else. Those that are leaders, those that are entrepreneurs, they think differently, which puts you in a different mindset. It puts you in a different level of thinking. And as I was doing my walk this morning, I was thinking about a conversation that I was having last night, a very very intense conversation. And we were having a conversation about, relationships. And the conversation to me seemed to just be very narrow. It was very narrow. It was very one-sided. It did not give accountability on both sides. And as a leader, you don't have the ability, you don't have the right to just see things one-sided. As an entrepreneur, you can't just see things from your lens. One of the things that I tell my authors when they are writing their manuscript, when they're writing their books, I said, you can't just look at it from the lens of the author. You have to see what it is that you're writing from several different lenses. And when I read, my clients' books and I'm doing editing, I can't look at it just as an editor. I've got to look at it from several different perspectives. I've got to be able to think differently about what it is that I'm presenting or that I'm reading, all those things. Because if I only see it through one lens, what I don't have is an overarching perspective. As leaders, as entrepreneurs, if you're going to run a successful business, if you're going to create a strong brand, you have to have an overarching perspective. You have to look at things not just from your lens. You've got to look at it from both lenses. You've got to look at it from multiple lenses. That's what thinking differently is about. That's what thinking different is about. You don't think like everybody else. Yeah, yes, that is one perspective. And I have that. But here's also the other perspective, or another perspective. Here's how it looks from a reader's perspective. If you're talking about books. Like I was talking about books. If you are an entrepreneur and you have a particular kind of business, you've got to look at it from the lens of you having a product or service, offering that to your clients, to your customers. But you've also got to have a perspective of what is my competition doing? What am I doing differently? What am I doing different than what they are doing? How am I making my product, my service, my brand stand out in the same industry as my competition? And I know I always use these analogies of Chick-fil-A and Marriott because they are exactly what I'm talking about. When Chick-fil-A was created, when Marriott Hotels was created, their creators, those particular brands, are successful and are long lasting. They have created value that lasts, or long lasting value, because the entrepreneur, the leader that created them, thought differently. They didn't think like everybody else. Who do you know in the fast food industry decides to close their restaurants on a Sunday, virtually the busiest day for them would be that day. They say, no, that's not what we're going to do. We're going to close on Sunday. To have that mindset, that's how you think different. And that has been proven to be a worthwhile decision for them. So as an entrepreneur, you've got to, as a leader, you've got to, how do I stand out as a brand? What's going to make my clients, my customers, see me, see our product, our service different than the others? What's going to make them go into the grocery store? What's going to make them go to my website versus someone else's website that has the same product or service that I offer? We got to think different, y'all. We've got to think different. Our mindset has got to be different. The second thing that you got to do in order to be able to create a strong brand is you've got to be able to execute. You've got to be able to do what it is that you set out to do. You got to do what it is that you say you're going to do. We've got to make sure that if you say you're going to show up on Tuesday at 3 o'clock, you got to show up on Tuesday at 3 o'clock. That's the doing. I said I was going to complete this project by X date. What do? One, I make sure that I can complete the project on time by the date that I'm saying that I can, and then executing and going about doing it. And even if something does happen, I am going to, and I'm not able to meet that deadline, I'm going to effectively communicate to you, hey, I ran into this situation, so, give me a day, give me 2 days, whatever the situation might be, in order to be able to complete what it is that you said that you were going to do. If you say you're going to be closed on Tuesday, then that's what you do. If you say you're going to be closed on Sunday, then that's what you do. If you promise your guests that when they check in, they're going to have cookies on their bed when they check in, then that's what you do. Yeah, for y'all that don't know, that's a DoubleTree thing. Y'all will get that later. DoubleTree had these nut chocolate chip cookies that every guest got when they checked into a DoubleTree hotel. If that's what's going to separate you, hey, that's what you do. Hey, Mike, how you doing, brother? Good morning. Yeah, Chick-fil-A has made McDonald's change their approach by making them, I don't know what you had at the end of there. But yeah, the Chick-fil-A has changed the game. They do what it is that they say that they do. Chick-fil-A is adamant about customer service. They are known for their customer service. What do? They do customer service. That is what it is instilled in every single employee of Chick-fil-A. We're giving our customers exemplary customer service every single day, every single transaction. That's what they do. They make sure that they separate themselves. They think different. Closed on Sunday. They do different because they are exemplary at customer service that separates them from everybody else. And then there's the B. There's the think. I mean, there's the you got to think, do, and then you got to be what it is that you say it is. If you can't be, if you can't be the personification of what you say your brand represents, then people won't find you or your brand trustworthy. Yeah, really, about the removing the dollar menu. Yeah, they could. Well, yeah, I think McDonald's has moved from the dollar menu. But even from a health standpoint, I think the fast food industry has shifted because they know that people are moving towards a lot more a healthier eating lifestyle. So they've had to offer on the menu a healthier foods. So but it's the think, do, and be. How are you being different than your counterparts in your industry? That's what I want you to think about today. If that's your homework, how do you think different? How do you do different? And how do you be different in your particular industry? What are you doing different? And how are you being different in your industry? You've got to think outside of the box. I call it the 21st century mindset. The 21st century mindset is you not being like everybody else. Is you separating yourself from the average business in your industry. If you're going to be a long-lasting brand, if you're going to be top of mind, if you're going to be as my mentor Dr. Will Moreland says, the category of one. If you're going to be the category of one, which is where you define yourself, you are the one that separates yourself, and you have your niche in the industry that you're in. And you're going to be what it is that you're saying that you are. You've got to have the think, do, and be 21st century mindset. Those brands that think, do, and be are those brands that have created value, or they create value that last. And that's what we're about. That's what I've been saying all year. Create value. You create value by thinking different. You create value by doing different. You create value by doing different, being different. It's the B. It's the B that keeps people coming back time and time again. Why do you think people keep going? Every time you go to a Chick-fil-A, the lines are out the door. The line is wrapped around the drive-thru. They be customer service. I know that's bad English, y'all. They be customer service. But it's the embodiment. Think about you and your brand and how you can. I told you yesterday, what did we talk about? We talked about thinking decades. We're not thinking day to day. We're not thinking week to week. We're not thinking month to month. We're not thinking year to year. We're thinking decade to decade. And those successful brands that are long lasting, they are thinking, those entrepreneurs, those leaders, they think decade to decade. Apple, the Apple Corporation, the reason it is successful And the reason it has stayed successful, even though its creator is no longer here, the reason why Chick-fil-A is still successful beyond the creator that's here, and the reason that McDonald's, the brand, not Mr. Kroc, but the McDonald's brothers, that their brand is still here, is because they were willing to think different, they were willing to do different, and they were willing to be different. That's my charge to you today. How are you going to think, do, and be different when it comes to your industry? If you can put that together, that will be the difference between you being living day to day, living month to month, year to year, and you will move from that mindset to thinking decade to decade. Because that's all we do here. That's what great entrepreneurs do. That's what great leaders do. Greatness is not thinking day to day. Greatness is thinking decade to decade. Yeah, I'm 10 years ahead of everybody. That's creating long-lasting value. That's creating value that lasts. That's creating a brand that lasts. That's creating a brand that will be here beyond you. And I watched the movie The Burial, and I think that one of the things that made Jamie Foxx's character different, one of the things that made Tommy Lee Jones's character different, was both of their mindset. Jamie Foxx's character was this elaborate lawyer. He was this boisterous, confident lawyer. Because he thought differently than everybody else. He was willing to do different. He wasn't the regular orthodox attorney. And that in turn allowed him to be different. And it was what drew Tommy Lee Jones's character to him. Tommy Lee Jones's character wanted to leave a legacy. He wanted to leave something to his to his children's children. So what did he do? He thought differently. He did differently, he acted differently. And then he was able to be different because he didn't want to be like all of the other funeral home directors that just went away and walked away because of a big corporation. So as a consequence, he was able to leave a legacy for his family. That's what brains do, y'all. That's what successful brains do. That's what successful entrepreneurs do. That's what successful leaders do. Think different, do different, and be different. If you don't remember nothing else today, remember it's the think, do, and be. You got to think different, then you got to do different, then you got to be different. That'll separate you from everybody else. That will give you, that's how you unleash your entrepreneurial excellence. But that's one of the steps that you do to create value that lasts. It's your boy, Dr. Leroy McKenzie Jr., the Impact Builder. We'll see y'all tomorrow. We're going to finish up this first week of these 10 steps. These are starting with the first 5, and then I'll have the second 5 next week. So we'll talk to y'all. Have a great day. Go out, get some vitamin D, get that exercise in. We'll see y'all soon. Have a great day.